Hey guys, today I am doing a box opening of the game Gloomhaven. Alright, so I missed the first Kickstarter of Gloomhaven. I didn't really know what it was, I kind of just ignored it. And then it blew up and it's supposed to be amazing and it's super cool and it's cooperative deck building, which I really like the Pathfinder card game. I like cooperative games in general, so I jumped on board. So this is it. Crazy heavy, 9.8 kilograms. Let's just do it, all right? Put that there, and I'll pull things out one by one. Oh wow! Honestly, guys, I thought this was a bunch of boxes. That's just one box. Wow. All right. So is 1 to 4 players, 30 minutes per player, 14 years and up, and I'm taking a week off work because I'm having surgery tomorrow. So I suspect I will be taking advantage of the solo ability of this game. All right. It says, "Welcome to Gloomhaven. Being a mercenary on the edge of civilization is anything but easy. For those stupid or brave enough to leave the relative safety of Gloomhaven's walls, adventure, wealth, and fame await in wild and shadowy forests, snowy mountain raves, and long-forgotten crypts. Just don't expect anyone to pay for your services up front, because no one expects you to come back alive." All right, 95 scenarios, 17 playable classes, over 1,700 cards, 47 different enemy types. Says an evolving map board. 18 highly detailed plastic miniatures. Looks like it has standees for monsters. Okay, here's a little bit more. Gloomhaven is a cooperative game of tactical combat in a unique, evolving fantasy world. Each player will assume the role of a hardened mercenary with their own personal motives. Together, players will fight through a campaign of scenarios that reacts and changes based on the player's actions, creating a unique game state full of discovered treasure, retired adventurers, and permanent choices. Each scenario offers players deep tactical decisions where ability cards have multiple uses, and using the right ability at the right time can mean the difference between success and failure. Gloomhaven offers streamlined tactical combat without dice against fully automated enemies, each with their own unique behavior patterns. In this box, players will find a fully realized fantasy campaign experience of unparalleled scope and depth. All right, I mean, obviously I'm sold because I backed the Kickstarter. Let's take a look at the inside. All right, got the tape cut. Let's look at the inside of possibly the only game to compete with Cthulhu Wars. No, I'm lying. I have tons of games that are big giant like this, but still. All right, very big. All right, so first thing I pulled out of the box is, I guess this is the scenario book. It said there was 95 scenarios. All right, we've got a treasure index here. This is, I mean, it's kind of old school. It feels like old D&D, like D&D people often work in print shops and things, so they take full advantage of the spiral ring things. All right, the rule book This rule book is 51 pages. The back is a iconography chart, monster key, scenario level, equipment slots. Looks like it kind of self-balances, so there's a difficulty, and then there's the level of the players, and a little bit of math, old school again. You definitely get the feeling that math geeks invented tabletop role-playing. Lots of beautiful illustrations. Looks well made. The game is super crazy popular, so I'm sure that that it's well written. I haven't looked though, because I like to be surprised. All right, let's look at the rule book now. Not rule book, the map. Oh wow, okay, so the map starts very much empty. I believe there's another map in here somewhere. Wow, but it's super big. I'm just going it box piece by box piece. All right, so it starts kind of like a hand-drawn, cartography style map. And then what it looks like they give us is it gives us a lot of stickers. And so this map is going to go from sort of faded out to brightly illuminated as we play the game and are, going places, discovering things. Not sure, just as location stickers and location stickers 1 and 2. We've got global achievement stickers. Again, this sort of follows along like the legacy games, right? Where the game is your game. It's not somebody else's game. It's going to be different based off what's happened during your play. All right, looks like we got some map pieces. Kind of reminds me of HeroQuest. Got some monster standees. Art is good, I think. Oops, just popped the thing out. I'm not really ready to pop things out yet, so I'll just kind of stuff it back in there. More and more. Got like some condition icons, some maybe some spell things, or maybe quest thingamabobs. All right, we've got some cool thing. Okay, so here's a problem. There's a little bit of damage in my printing. I'll let them know, and it's just one monster, but hopefully they can take care of it. All right, everything looks good here. The colors are bright and vivid. Looks like some of these monsters have some maybe spell effects or something. It'd be kind of cool exploring the world of Gloomhaven as well. It looks like Gloomhaven has just one city in the world. So maybe some post-apocalyptic stuff going on. All right. And it keeps going. You can kind of imagine some of these things. I mean, it could be brambles, but also if there's a druid, then maybe they can place brambles. I'm still thinking some of these are spell effects. And just keeps going. Okay. And keeps going. And keeps going. All right. So there we are. That is the, 17, 18 boards of cardstock. And then we got some envelopes that are sealed, so we're not going to open them. X, A, B. We've got a mini character sheet book. 5 of them. So I assume, well, it's a player sheet. I don't know. I mean, is there a place online to print out more if you die more times than that? I don't know. Okay, that's cool. So achievement stickers. There's a town records book. Oh, it's also sealed, so we don't know what's inside there. My first thought when I saw this thing was that it was like a postcard from Gloomhaven, but it looks like a translation thing. And that's another thing. Old school D&D people love making up languages. Kind of looks like Dwarvish from Forgotten Realms. All right, I'm not gonna pull all of these out. It's got lots of these little books, little packets. These are not, I'm gonna open up one of these. So each of these little boxes, of which there's tons of these things, has a deck of cards. Again, I'm not gonna look too much because I don't want to ruin the surprise for me, but a big deck of cards, and then a small deck of cards, and then it's got a stat sheet, probably for a villain, Inox Brute. It's got a book of things, and yeah. So you know, I was a little iffy about them only including 5 character sheets, but now that I know that each of these little boxes probably has character sheets for the monsters or allies, I suppose. I mean, who knows? I think it's more reasonable because, you know, this is a stack of character sheets. This has a stack of character sheets. These probably all have stacks of character sheets. Some of them do sound like they have other physical objects inside. So that was interesting to even just to feel. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so it looked like there was some foam. Which obviously there is foam, but the foam was concealing a bunch of hit point trackers for the players, so saves them some pencil usage. I mean, it's cool that it's old school D&D, but it's nice to have some modern things to help avoid too much eraser action. We've got, again, stacks of little boxes. Not sure what they are. But I assume there will be a time and place that will say when to open these things. We've got lots more decks of cards, right? So we had some little extra cards in these things. But then we also have, I guess, probably our default things that are non-adventure specific cards. So again, I don't know that I'm going to go through all of these things. This box has so much stuff, guys. But so, what does this say? Oh, this is random encounters in the city. You decide to unwind at the Sleeping Lion. But just as you are starting to relax, a bear of a man crashes into your table, scattering your drinks across the floor. Towering over him is a massive Inox. "What did you say about my horns?" the Inox shouts. The man stands up and brushes shards of glass from his tunic. I said the sight of them makes me want to vomit. The Inix roars and charges headlong into the man, crashing through more tables in the process. At this, the entire tavern erupts into violence. After all, when a man is deep into his drink, the last thing you want to do is knock that drink over. Option A, join the fray. These insults will not go unanswered. Option B, do your best to stop the fighting. This is a respectable establishment. So you can definitely see the kind of choose your own adventure, role-playing game-esque things. I don't want to share too much, but basically both of them have a reward, and one of them has a consequence. You can kind of imagine going into a fight is the risky thing, but it gives you something, gives you maybe more, but also takes something away. All right. We've also got some backgrounds for the adventures. You know, on the back of the box it said everybody has their own objectives. So, Seeker of Zorn. Even as a child, you could feel the call of Zorn. Once worshipped as a god, his flock has long since been destroyed and disbanded. But you can hear him calling. You will travel to Gloomhaven as he commands. You will find his remains and set him free. The plague will once again be embraced. Complete 3 crypt scenarios, then unlock Noxious Cellar, which is scenario 52, and follow it to conclusion. So you could awaken a god. That could be your character's motivation. So you can play this game solo, but I could see how it could be pretty cool to play with your group and have these kind of things going on, and you not know why he always wants to do cellar missions. All right. What is this? This is same thing as City, but for the road, right? Heading out a little late, aren't you? The guard at the wall looks at you passively. You grunt in response and head through the open gate. Nobody's gonna go looking for your corpse if you don't return. The guard shouts at your back. You ended up embarking out on the road much later than you had hoped. Events in town saw to that. But as dusk settles on the horizon, you feel confident that you are up to any threat you might face. And then begins the howling of wolves, vicious, foul beasts. And judging from their sounds, they seem to be getting closer. Option A, run from the howling to safety. B, let the wolves come. So again, you get something each way, because you're going to be encountering these probably multiple times, none of them are probably purely bad. That's my assumption, because the moment you have one of these be purely bad, like option A is always crappy. Unless they have the same scenario multiple times, you're just going to know. So instead, it's more about compromise. All right, treasure cards. So kind of like a lot of Final Fantasy Flight games. Fantasy Flight games, they're role-playing games. You have small cards for the equipment. This looks like the same here. We've got I don't know what these are. Streamliner. Have 5 or more total cards in your hand and discard at the end of the scenario. You get a checkbox. So, don't know. Again. Combat card. So there's no dice. You just pull out of this deck to see whether you get a bonus or a penalty. Magic treasures. So we had the we had normal equipment, and then we have magic treasures. Probably the best magic treasures are in the scenarios. Standee cards. Looks like the stats for monsters. Like this is a stone golem. And living bones. Living bones, it says move -1, attack +1. That kind of implies to me that monsters can sometimes have different stats, so you can't always trust that you can handle living bones or what have you. Okay. So you fit the monster based off of the difficulty into a little thing here. I'm kind of guessing at this, but I can feel like this is probably right. So, for example, I have this bandit commander, and if I put him in like so into one of these monster holders, then what it says is it shows just his stats, and it shows like a little picture, and these stuffs probably mean stuff to someone who's read the rules, but I haven't. Meanwhile, you can just rotate. So this is a 1344, and if I rotate it like so, then he's a 13 or a 1033, which sounds easier, probably. So that's pretty cool. Big stack of monsters, earth demons, vermling, and of course we know that there's more in these boxes. So at the very least, villains and things, in addition to just stats of monsters. And so then that gives you even more, like these cards for the monsters, they just get modified a little bit, which again, you're gonna be playing in this game hopefully for a really long time, right? I mean, it's almost like, hey, let's not play D&D for a while, and for the next 4 or 5 months, let's play this campaign in Gloomhaven and see where we end up. That's little random, I don't know, maps. We've got little tokens. More random result decks. Player reference decks, and I don't know what these. Let's open this up. I feel easier about opening up the decks of cards than the things that are sealed with stickers, like those little envelopes. I am assuming these are the player characters. All right, but I'm wrong. Alter. It looks like random encounters. Yeah, looks like it is altar and clearings and roads, crossroads. Okay, and yeah, it almost looks like Yeah, it looks like just kind of like random encounters, probably. So in addition to the hard-coded things that happen, you've also got just some kind of random encounter decks, which lets you kind of go off the beaten path and encounter something that's not necessarily there in the scenario you're playing. So we've got these player reference cards, and I have not found the players yet. Oh, but now I wonder, are these monsters or are these players? Oh, so these aren't monsters. These are player characters. Okay, all right. And that's why you just have those 5 things, but instead, yeah, you've got these character sheets. So you can play, looks like 5 Inox Brutes before you have to go online and print more, I guess. So that is cool. I mean, I think if you play a character and you're given this whole little box full of stuff, right? I can imagine this is going to be an archer. Oh, but it's sealed. I guess maybe you have to unlock some of them. So yeah, so some of these you can just open up right away, and some of these, most of these, are sealed, which means that you have to do something to earn the ability to play looks like wizards and all kinds of stuff. It looks like you might have a cleric, maybe an artificer or something in the beginning. That's cool. I don't know. I like it. I am excited. I'm not excited about punching out and storing all of these things, but I'm excited to start playing, and I don't know if I'll do a video on it. I will probably write up. If you guys want to see some video, let me know what you'd like to see. I can definitely record some gameplay, but if you'd rather just have me go through the classes or something, just let me know. Post down below. Otherwise, if you have played Gloomhaven, or if you have Gloomhaven, write down what you think down below. Until next time, bye guys. All right, guys, this became much more obvious. My wife pointed it out, and of course, when she realized that those little boxes, they're not adventure packs, those are instead packs of player characters, then you realize that these little boxes that have the same symbols are actually miniatures. So here is the Inex, which seem to be kind of like weird tree minotaur things. And likewise, all the other ones are going to be one mini each. So it's a cool, looks like a girl with a tail warhammer. So just wanted to add that in, since I didn't realize what they were when I first saw them. All right, thanks guys.